Question 3 on the question and answer weekend session comes from Svetlana. Sorry if I am mispronouncing your name. And the question is, when assessing students, should I evaluate them as a group, individually, or both? Now that depends on your objectives. Remember that the projects are tailored to the students' needs and the objectives you plan for your students. Now I think that the question is giving individual grades for group work. Most of the work that you do on PBL are being done in as a group and in collaboration with others. So I think that it's important to understand how to give individual grades for group work. I know that as a teachers we're always concerned about being fair, and maybe sometimes those students that tend to slack in the work they do. So here are a few ideas to give individual grades for group work. One is this one. I've done it many times with my students, and where for whichever assignment we are doing, I give the 60% of the grade, and then I allow my students to give the remaining 40%. So to assess each other and give a grade according to how they feel each person played a role during the projects. And believe me, the students are they're very honest with what the grade they give. I usually give some questions, some criteria to look for that goes into participation, into the input they've done. If it is if the project requires bringing materials, sometimes I always put that as a criteria for students to assess each other, and it usually works out very nice. So the students know that it's not only the product that we will take into account for the final grade, but there will be also a portion of that final grade that will be given by their peers according to their participation in the group. Now also self-assessment. This is something that requires a little more training. Now once the students are trained to do this, they're always very honest as well. For self-assessment to really work, roles in the group, the roles that each student will be playing during collaborative work needs to be quite clear. Go back to Johnson & Johnson material that we posted to take a look at this. Also, journals work very nice in where we don't ask for just one self-assessment, but for self-assessment that takes place at different stages during the project, and all that being put into the portfolio. So then the students don't feel that maybe they had that bad day and that was the day that we ask for self-assessment, but it is something that happens very frequently during the project. And then also this is something that needs to be planned very carefully, but there could be individual assignments that can lead to group work, and also group assignment that can lead to individual work. So here you have activities that require group and individual work. So both can be graded. So Svetlana, hope that this answers your question. Otherwise, let me know.